Hello everybody, thank you for joining me. My name is Brian. Today we're going to be covering printing on canvas on the Freejet 330TX Plus. The products that we're using today are going to be Breathing Color Advanced Printing Media and the Freejet 330TX Plus printer. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if there's anything you want to see in the near future and if you like this content. Let's get into it. So today for the canvas printing, we're going to be utilizing our heated vacuum platen along with the gamut inks on the Freejet 330TX Plus. So the canvas that we're using today is already treated and is optimized for inkjet use. If the canvas that you're using is not treated and it's not an individual sheet like what we're using, you will need to take a different approach to it. In that case, you will need to pre-treat your canvas, regardless of whether or not it's mounted onto wood, and you will need to dry it. For the pre-treating, treat it like a white shirt. Basically just put as little as possible on there while still getting an even coating onto the canvas. In addition to that, you can't heat press it. You're gonna need to dry it a different method. So just hover press or evaporate that pre-treat somehow. With the cases of wood, you want to be really careful with heat so that you don't warp the wood if that's a concern. And not all wood frames that they're mounted on will sit flat on the platen. So you want to be really careful about that. If it's already mounted onto wood, we do need to use double-sided tape to make sure that all sides are held down nice and flat for you. So now that we've covered those different variables, let's go ahead and get into the direct rip and show you what we're working with settings wise. All right, so now that we're in the direct rip, first thing you want to do is choose your graphic. In this case, we're going to use this one here. First option we're going to select is the environment. We're going to go white cotton on quality mode. In the Q rip window, we're going to go ahead and adjust size and position as needed depending on the canvas and depending on your actual graphic size that you need. We're going to go to print setup and choose the port, properties, and your margins. And lastly, we want to go to device options and adjust print direction from by to uni. This will be a really important change as it'll increase the crispness of the print and you'll get all of that photo detail like what you would expect from a canvas print. So now we can right click on the image and print preview. In most cases, the default 65 color strength will be sufficient. Sometimes it will be a little bit too much ink and you may have to dial it back, in which case you just go ahead and adjust your color strength down. And then that's that. Now we're gonna go ahead and set up the canvas on our platen and get going from there. Now that the print job is all set up on the computer, we can go ahead and set up the printer and get it ready to print. So we're gonna go ahead and lay it down. In this case, we are using our heated vacuum platen. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. The most important part of this is gonna be the vacuum itself. The heating element will not add that much to the effectiveness of the print. So I want to make sure that I keep the edges nice and flat. If you can get down and if you can see it, in this case, the edge of the vacuum is going to be here, but the edge of the canvas is here. So we need to make sure that that's nice and flat. Otherwise we'll get kind of a blurry print there. Okay, so that's looking good. We can go ahead and do function rear. That's going to be the automatic height adjustment. And now we're ready to print. I'm going to go ahead and open the lid for display purposes so you guys can see what's going on. I'm going to hit print on the computer and let it run. Since we're printing on a white surface and we chose the white environment, there's not going to be a white underbase. It's just going to print the color layer and then it's finished. A common problem that you're going to run across with printing on canvas or other less absorbent materials, if there's too much ink, you will get some bleeding or fuzzy edges in areas where it has too much ink or if the print head is too far away. So do keep an eye out for that. That is fairly common. The way to combat that would be reducing the color strength and make sure that your print area is as flat and even as possible to ensure that the image comes out as clearly as possible. Once the print is finished, you may either cure it under the heat press, hovering like you would for direct to film, Alternatively, you could apply a clear coat, like a clear varnish or clear spray paint, some sort of clear coating to protect the image. Process you choose would be determined by the end result that you decide to use for this canvas. So if you're going to mount it on wood, a clear coat would likely be better than curing the image itself. If you're going to be putting it behind glass, curing the ink should suffice. And if you are curing the ink, we are looking for 320 degrees, 2 90-second intervals, no pressure. You need to hover press it. Tag us on social media if you end up trying this out for yourself. We'd really love to see the end results. All right, so here's the finished product. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and let us know what you want to see next. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Brian, and I hope to see you next time.